Hi guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy as always, MMA UK BJJ show. A little bit late, obviously my fault, got caught in a meeting and yeah, so I'm a little bit late, so apologies to anybody that was expecting us at 8:15. But we're here now, we've saved the best till last, so definitely. Now, we're going to be talking about grappling, so before we do, quick word on the sponsors. So Simplified Debt, they're a company that helps people who are struggling financially. So anybody that might have any problems with debts or any money issues, then definitely hit these guys up. They do offer a free, friendly, confidential service. We'll put their number and website across the bottom of the screen. If you do call them or get in contact, just quote the MMA UK BJJ show just so they know exactly where you're coming from. Now, we're going to be talking about Grapple Wars 1. Now, Grapple Wars 1 is going to be Saturday, the 29th of April. It's going to be in a place called Llandudno, I believe, in North Wales. Now, we've seen the venue. We've seen the pictures of the venue. The venue looks awesome. Looks like a really, really good venue. Really intimate venue. So spectators are going to be on top of the action, which is exactly what the grapplers love. They love being in that kind of environment and having everybody there. Now, card as well. The card is stacked from start to finish. We're talking about some of the best grapplers from all over the UK are going to be hitting North Wales on Saturday the 29th. So tickets, hit up your chosen grappler first of all for a ticket. They may still have tickets available. Anybody that can't get a ticket from a chosen grappler, then head over to the Grapple Wars, either Facebook or Instagram, and you will get all the details through there. Now, my next guest then is going to be on the show that night. So Anthony Duffy, so El Presidente, is going to be hitting Grapple Wars, going to be up against Tom Burroughs. So again, you guys must know each other. It's not Tom Burroughs anymore, is it? So
there's a change of opponent now. I've got some next month on a different show, Stu. But there's a change of opponent now. I've got a rematch actually.
That's right. It's not Tom. You're. So it's. They've not even told me, man. Gaz, Topple, Ben.
Yeah.
So not Tom.
So who I've got is a guy called Jack Hampshire who fought before. It's a rematch.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I've got Tom on a different show the following month.
Right.
Now that I believe that he was injured for this one, but I've got him next month anyway. So yeah, I've got Jack Hampshire anyway. Who's ironically, he's the main event on the show next month that I'm competing against someone.
Right. So change of opponent makes no difference who the opponent is for you anyway. I mean, I'd say the goal's the same. You're going to go out there, get the W, and move on to the next one.
Yeah, 100%. That's there's no middle ground. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just fucking kill or be killed. Shoot. The irony in that isn't fucking missed on me neither, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'd say it's going to be great as well. I mean, as I said, representing the gym, Trident Martial Arts, as I said, going out there, putting on a show. Absolutely love you guys. Obviously, good pals with Mark Wynn. So big shout out to Mark Wynn. So, but I absolutely love you guys coming out and putting on a show because you guys always bring it. As you're not going to step back at all from a challenge.
Yeah, no, I mean, I made the decision, Stu, about 18 months ago. This will be the third year I've been at my brown belt, and I made the decision about a year and a half ago to go to Trident because I thought, as you get into this next echelon, I wanted to make sure I hit the ground fucking running. And I thought, where can I go where within an hour, within 40 minutes, an hour, where I'm going to get the best coaching, where I'm going to get the best sparring partners, the best training partners. And don't forget, I come from a hotbed for MMA and was in jiu-jitsu. I come from Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? And in my eyes, obviously, it's personal choice, but that was the place that I wanted to go. And that Tuesday and Thursday morning is testament to that. Like, there's lads from all over, there's names from all over that come to these 10 o'clock sessions where you've got all these heavy pro MMA fighters, brown belts, black belts, all putting each other through the mill. And I wanted to be part of that. I wanted, when I come eventually to get me black belt, I wanted to make sure that I was ready to compete at that level.
Yeah. You came with a good a guy I love as well, Kev Corkill. So obviously,
Kev, he's my old coach, man. Yeah.
Absolutely love Kev. Kev's one of these guys. Anytime I interview him, man, he's so funny. He's the funniest guy, and he doesn't even try to be funny. He just that type of guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love Kev. I mean, I speak with Kev near enough every week. Train with him most weeks. And before I transitioned to Trident, I was working with Kev all the time. I mean, Kev is my coach. I mean, Harry's my coach now, but Kev was my coach in the past. You know, just a fucking wizard, isn't he? Just an absolute ninja, Kev.
Yeah. Absolute savage as well. I remember talking to him. He's like, yeah, come down. He said, anytime you come down, Stu, I'm going to kick your ass. So, but he's an absolute savage. Yeah. And he said, you know what? See if you come in and kick my ass. He said, that means I've had a great training session. It means it's been great. And he said, that's what it's all about. Just go out and enjoy yourself, but go hard or go home. So, and so that must be good to get that type of training on a regular basis.
Yeah, and here's the thing that Grapple, I'll let you know about him. What a lot of people don't know, he's good at everything. He's not just this dexterous fucking leg lock type of guy. He's good at everything. Kev's got good wrestling. Do you know what I mean? He's good at fucking everything across the board. But then to touch on that, that's why like between him, when I first went to Trident, between him and Harry, I'm like fucking getting this like wealth of knowledge, and I'm half alright where I can like digest a little bit of it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like fucking hell, man. I'm lucky here. So yeah. I'm not proud to call them meeting coaches.
Yeah. No, that's an awesome people you've got around you. Really, really awesome people. And I mean, you're talking about the best of the best that you train with on a regular basis. So Harry's fucking awesome to watch as well. I mean, I absolutely love watching Harry and seeing him going out there and doing his thing as well. So yeah, awesome. And again, it's going to be one I'm going to get down. I always say to Mark, I'm going to need to get down at some point and get some training in. So it's going to be good to come down and train with obviously Mark, yourself, Harry.
Just get down whenever you can, mate. I know you're busy, but just get down for a few rounds on Tuesday and Thursday. But if not, just any time you can, Stu. Be good, man.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. It'll be good to get down and see you guys. So, what about Grapple Wars then? Grapple Wars 1. So, very first show. And again, the good thing about Grapple Wars, you've not got that far to travel. Because I know that you guys, when you go around and travel about, you can be travelling miles away. But I mean, what's Liverpool from North Wales? About an hour?
It's less than an hour, Steve. It's less than an hour. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's I mean, considering like you said there, sometimes you travel. I've travelled 6-7 hours before, man, and then come back after like losing after 2.5 minutes, and I'd be like, fuck. Yeah, but not that I intend on losing this one, but it's it's like less than an hour.
Yeah. What about so how did you find out you were going to be on Grapple Wars?
So I seen that the show was going about, and then I spoke to one of our guys that wanted to get on it. And I was like, well, fucking, let's see if they've got a match for me, man. Let's see, like under 70, whatever it is. And then is it Gaz? Gaz messaged me back, the promoter, and he was like, sound, we'll get you matched up, sound. And then they got me matched up with Tom, and then Tom, I believe, got injured. So then he was like, well, what about this guy? And I was like, well, I've had it with him. And like, I won that match, but I know that it was a decision. It wasn't a finish. So let's have it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how it comes out.
Yeah. That's going to be great. I mean, see, when you look at the card, and again, we see this with a lot of cards at the moment, a lot of submission only, kind of invitational type things where there seems to be a lot of really big names on it and a lot of really tasty matches. And again, Grapple Wars is no different.
Yeah. Even the interclubs, I say that in brackets, but even like these, like Intergrapples, one, ASW, run another one, and you have these top level, like, where you pay to go and watch them. Do you know what I mean? So we're now in this infancy of sub only, where fucking everyone's going against everyone, and you're seeing these high level guys, and then you see them compete on bigger cards, Grapple Festival 1, where they go against the international level, and you think, okay, well, everyone's in the mix. You know what I mean? It's not that they're the biggest fish in the smallest pond, Stu. It's that everyone's good, and the level of grapple in this country is fucking, I believe, like outside of America, it's second to none.
Yeah. You remember there was at one point, especially in MMA, where they said that like British people couldn't wrestle, or their
Yeah.
grappling wasn't the best. Now you look at it now, and some of the top grapplers, Europe and in the world, some of them are in the UK now.
Yeah, UK and Europe. I mean, we're a fighting breed, and I know it's a cliche again, but we're a fighting breed, and like England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, we all come from this kind of tenacity and this kind of like fighting heart, and it does it like you can see that. Do you know what I mean? I remember back in the day when people like no one's got no wrestling apart from John Hathaway. Remember that in the UFC? He's the only person who can wrestle. Well, who's he wrestling with? He's wrestling you shoe fighters. Who's he wrestling with? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But they're not saying that now. I mean, as they, I mean,
Yeah.
like the thing I love, like things like Grapple Fest, like Grapple Fest putting on shows, and what they're doing is they're putting on people, guys from male and female from Liverpool, North of England, like some guys that people might even a lot of us jiu-jitsu guys know who these guys are, but what they're now doing is they're getting that exposure on TV,
Yeah.
whether it be Flow Grappling or Fight TV, and now the world's getting to see them.
Yeah.
And they're in awe. I mean, you look at guys like fucking Owen Livesey. I mean, you see some of the stuff he was doing. Matty Holmes, obviously, again,
Matty, love Matty.
yeah, he's never lost a fight in Grapple Fest. So,
Yeah.
Kev Corkhill out there up against Mikey
Yeah.
Musumeci. So we're now coming up against the best guys in the world, and in a
In the
lot of
world.
cases, we're
Yeah.
beating them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and on a side note, by the way, like Matty, anyone that's grappled with him knows he's the strongest motherfucker. Like, and I mean that in a way, like take away like the grappling prowess, right? Like, there's just people who are built different, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? And I believe that like one or two people with like on the world stage when he's got older have said to him backstage and being like, "Fuck, no one's gonna grip on me like that before." So yeah, we have got these people, but like the Northwest, I mean, all over the country, but the Northwest, like you mentioned a few names there. Obviously, me coach Harry, Kev, Matty. These are all like people who are stones throw from me. Shoot, these are people I can train with. I've got this resource, which at my age, being 43, is I need to, every session needs to be important. I can't just turn up. And go, yeah, let's get a few rounds in. I need to get the most out of them, you know.
Yeah. Listen, you certainly do. I mean, as I say, the Northwest, as you said earlier, is a hotbed of unbelievable talent at the moment from kids as well. I mean, kids really young. Some of these kids are going to go on and be world champions. And
Without a doubt.
yeah, and they've got some really great role models that they can look up to and say, well, look, because remember when we were coming through, we couldn't really look up to anybody and say, well, I want to be like him as a grappler. Right, because there wasn't really anybody, because obviously we're the wrong side of 40.
Yeah, it was MMA. It was MMA.
Yeah,
and you couldn't look up to anybody because it was a fucking hostile environment. And we were speaking about this the other day, and we were saying in the gym that like no one would speak to you. Like it wasn't like now where it's a friendly environment to learn and people understand the link between let's get you better and then you make me better as a sparring partner. There was none of that. Like no one fucking speak to you. Cage fighting gyms, MMA gyms were fucking horrible places. And like if you were man enough or woman enough to go into one of them on your own and stick at it, then that's testament to you, I think.
Yeah. Somebody just coming in with a comment there saying they agree. We've got some utter savages, not to even think about guys and gals that are coming up and coming. But it's crazy talent that we've got in the UK at the moment. So
yeah, 100%. And the kids, like you said, the fucking kids, man. Honest to God, I see like Harry's son, Kyan, Shay. There's a few other guys that are like a few other kids that are constantly winning shit on the circuit. And I watch the man in the gym, and I'm like, fuck. Like I am never going to be that good. I'm never going to be as good as what he is now. You know. So
yeah. I rode with a kid the other day. We'd had a competition class every Saturday in the gym, and one of the kids I rode with, a young kid I know, Jakub Kurt, and only 16-year-old, and obviously I went in, and I think I don't know, he's about 50 kilos, 55 kilos. And I went in thinking, right, okay, I'll go easy on him. And straight away he jumped on an armbar. And I was like, right, okay, he got it. And then we went again, and him and Harry rolled onto my leg. And then he heel hooked me, and I'm thinking, and I was holding on, I'm like, yeah, I can't tap to a heel hook to this kid. And then it ended up, I felt my knee going, and I'm like, right, okay.
Yeah, you got him. Just give it, man.
But fucking awesome. And as I said, I'm one of these guys, I'm not the type of guy that's got the ego where I'm like, no, I can't be getting tapped by a fucking 16-year-old. Do you know what I mean? So that's not me. I was just like, after it, I sat down and spoke to him and I said, man, you fucking awesome. Do you know what I mean? Like, so good.
Yeah.
I messaged his coach after it, and I was like, mate, I just rolled with your boy. I said, I went easy on him to start with, because I'm like, okay, he's only a kid. I said, mate, what you've done for that kid is fucking unbelievable. So, and the coach was like, listen, thank you very much. So, but scary kids, man. Scary kids.
So what you've done there is you've started off the round easy, haven't you? And then within seconds you've thought, I need to watch my fucking manners with this kid. Otherwise, it's not going to be 1 or 2 submissions. He's got fucking, you know what I mean? Eat his dinner off me.
Yeah. But listen, I said, the next time we're in, the next time we get a roll, I said, I'm not going to go easy on him at all, man. No, not a chance.
No.
And his coach said as
no
well,
chance.
Fucking smash him the next time, Stoom. Smash him.
Yeah, fucking make him. Yeah, make that kid never come back to jiu-jitsu against you.
But listen, I love it. I love seeing the growth of, and as I say, I'm not an ego guy. I don't mind getting tapped off anybody. Do you know what I mean? If you get a submission, then you've got it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to hold it on. I'm not going to be that dick. But it was just brilliant to see. Brilliant to see. And I get to see it all the time, not just with the kids at our gym or they come and visit, but people across the UK. And I see it every single day. And do you know what I mean? For where jiu-jitsu is now, for where grappling is, not just grappling, MMA as well, I have never, ever seen it any better than it is at the moment.
Yeah, it won't be, and it's exponential, isn't it? So it's going to continue. Like the resources I mentioned before about coaching and like first hand, but the resources, like, I know people slag it off, but YouTube and like different ways to like pick up information, and it's all there. It's all there for the taking. And these kids, or you know, youth competitors and young people that are coming into the sport, there's everything there. And their problem, what they've got, isn't finding the resource. It's filtering through the shite and finding out what's actually legit. And that's our job. With respect, that's our job as the elders and as the coaches, to turn around and go, stop fucking watching that madness. That's not going to work. But then there's a line with that as well, Stu, because it's an art. It's martial arts. You can't turn around and go, yeah, that doesn't work. No, it doesn't work for me. I'm not to say it doesn't work for him. So, do you know what I mean? There's a fine balance with that as well.
Yeah, listen, it's the combat sports in the UK, as I said, it's never been better, and it's going to get better and better as time goes on. So, I can't wait. Every time an event comes up, I'm like, this is going to be fucking awesome. Do you know what I mean? It used to be events, you know yourself, you'd go to an event, you'd be like, fuck, man, I'm going to sit here, it's going to be boring, it's going to be this. Whereas now, like, with these submission onlys, you're like, every matchup almost. I mean, you go to Grapple Fest, how many times have you seen a boring match on Grapple Fest?
Yeah, very rare, very rare. That's a good point, actually. Tomo, who used to be my coach as well, who got me purple belt off, but Tomo, he's really good at matchmaking. And before he got into the grappling matchmaking, he had with Aaron Sheffield, I think he had Raw MMA, and he was a couple other MMA things. So he's good at, he is really good at matchmaking. I know firsthand, I've been lucky enough to be on Grapple Fest a couple of times myself. And the matchups I've had on that have been really tight. There's been no fucking give me ones, you know what I mean? I lost my first one, won my second one.
As it's crazy. As I just love it, man. I love being a part of it, and even just talking about it and stuff like that. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So, so Grapple Wars is going to be, again, hopefully another top draw event. So, what about you?
So.
What's next for you? I mean, obviously this will be, what, next week? What would you like to see yourself doing going forward?
Okay, so we've got Grapple Wars, which is obviously next week, like you mentioned, and then the opponents like I touched on earlier on, my original opponent had to pull out due to injury, so I've been matched with him on another show on SSF.
Yeah.
So that's the next thing for me. Jack Hamshaw, who we've got next week, is the main event on this show following next month. And then after that, I'm going, because I'm at the ex-armed forces, next army, so I'm going down with Harry and the rest of the boys for all the shots. We're doing like a VO competition there. I'm going to do gi and no gi. Do that, and then I'm going to speak with Cal. If he's watching this, I'm going to speak with Cal and jump on that Northeast submission one that we have going on, which looks fucking amazing. So I think there's, I mean, especially with me being like anyone between 70 and 76, I think there's a lot of good matches out there for me, Stu. And I think, like Cal and Ant, who done that, I think they'll put me on that, and that'll take me nicely towards the end of the summer. That's short term. I'm not too sure after that. Like, this will be my third year come November at brown belt, so I don't know after that. All I know is that come the end of the summer, I'll have 3 nice wins on 3 good shows. Yeah.
Northern Submission Series is fucking, like, I'm fortunate. I get to commentate them all. So
do you commentate on that?
Yeah, so me and Cal, like a double act, the two of us together, man, and we just have fun, man. And the show is, see, like even like the walkouts and the fucking fire going off, and
that production is second to none, Stu. That is second to none. When I watched that show, sorry to interrupt the set, but when I fucking first seen that, and I thought, oh my god, this is how it should be fucking done. This is how it should be done. Celebrating them, and I believe from what I've heard, obviously I've got a lot of friends who competed on it. They said like everyone's looked after, everyone's fucking looked after backstage. You get made to feel how you should do. You put the fucking graft in, you work hard, you're a seasoned competitor, and you're the thought of, you don't need someone massaging your ego, but you're looked after. You know what I mean? I like that.
They do. They take care of everybody. As everybody comes in, they're back down the stairs. It's quite funny as well because you're downstairs. Obviously, you've got the warm-up mats, and then to come upstairs, you need to come up in a lift, right? So you come up in the lift, and as you walk out the lift, you come around, and boom, you're straight onto the stage. Do you know what I mean? So
fucking great, that.
And it's just it's an awesome event, and as I said, they do. I mean, the whole production to it and everything, because obviously they two coming from an MMA background, they wanted to bring a bit of MMA style to it, right, and make it exciting for people to watch, and it's exactly what they've done. And I mean, this will be going into their 5th show in July, and
flying, aren't you? Absolutely flying with it. Yeah.
From where they started, Roker Hotel, which was like a kind of smaller venue, to now being at the Point in Sunderland, which is like a big nightclub venue, and the race platform as well. I've competed there before. Yeah.
That is funny. Now that you mention it, I'm sure I've competed at the Point. I've competed there before. Yeah, it's fucking miles away from me. I got beat there.
I used to do a lot of, I think I did a lot of MMA events and stuff like that at the Point. So I think with Ian Freeman maybe did some events.
Ian Freeman used to do machine MMA from there, didn't he?
So obviously they did a lot. Ian usually turns up at these as well. So you'll see him sitting, usually judges and so on. So proper event. But you'll love it. You'll love it, man. Being on that stage. It's on a raised platform as well. It's like the mats are raised.
I know, mate. I know. I've seen it, Stu. Honest to God, when I seen it, I was like, Dave, you know Dave, Mooch, yeah. So when I was like, Dave, fucking hell, this looks good, man. I'm excited about this. Like, fucking, I'll throw a fucking good word in for me and that. Yeah. It looks good.
Listen, you'll love that. You'll love that. As I said, everything about it is brilliant. So, final thing for you then, Ant. So, Anthony, you've been in the game for a while. Again, we've talked about some of the training partners you've got. You've had some amazing training partners, past and present, but anybody in particular you want to shout out to? Any friends, family members, teammates?
Yeah, of course. Okay, from now going backward a little bit. Obviously, my coach, Harry McKnight, Kev Corkill, all my training partners and teammates at Trident Martial Arts. For this particular matchup, I wanted to make sure I was prepared as possible. So I'm making sure, because I'm going skins, I've got my chest waxed and my back waxed, and I'm going to get some tannin injections off one of my teammates called Jack McLeod. He's just won. He's more known for winning in 8 seconds with the KO at the weekend there. But before that, he was known for having the best tan in the gym. So I'm going to make sure I get my tan injections off him. So I'll look on the fucking ball for this thing next week in Wales. But apart from that, my long-term sponsor or long-time sponsor, the Hard Life Fightwear, they've looked after me. Like, things have come and gone over the years, but Hard Life Fightwear, Dave and the boys there, they've looked after me for years, and I can't thank them enough for it. That's about it, to be honest, though, lad.
Yeah, big shout out to Mooch, as I say, definitely an awesome guy. He got a draw against Mo Coles at the last Northern Submission Series. The two of them had a 10-minute war in the gi. So
gi match,
So it was great seeing him out there. But Mooch, if you're watching, definitely a big shout out to you. So guys, there we go. Then we're going to have Anthony Duffy, El Presidente, is going to be hitting Grapple Wars next Saturday. So that's Saturday, 29th of April. Now, ticket availability, as I mentioned. If you're going to see Anthony, then double check with him. He might still have tickets available. If you can't get any tickets off your chosen grappler, head over to the Grapple Wars Facebook page, and it will take you through their ticket system, and you'll be able to get a ticket directly. I don't know about pay-per-view. There's been no mention of it yet. But obviously, Gaz and Ben, obviously, when they do decide what's happening with it, I'm 100% sure they'll post that up so that everybody knows. But listen, you don't want to miss it. I mean, this is going to be the premier show in Wales, as the Grapple Wars. This is only the first one, so we're going to see more and more. Just as I was saying that, we got a quick comment coming in from our good pal, Kevin Corkhill, just saying that's a nice medal collection.
Yeah. Thanks, Kev. Thanks. Most of them are bronze, but never mind. We still move.
Listen, Kev, that's Kev waiting until the very last minute to jump in with a comment. So, Kev, believe it or not, right, we did the last interview I did with Kev. He'll kill me for this, right? But we were sitting, I was sitting there, I sent him the invite, and I sat there for about, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then Kev then sends me a message like, have you started the interview yet? And I'm like, no. And it turned out Kev hadn't even typed his name in and hit enter to come into the studio. Like, he'd been sitting there for 10 minutes looking, thinking, why is Stoom not talking to me?
Yeah, because he's high as fuck. That's what's going on. And by the way, Kev, you're talking about the medals. You're not going to mention the trophies, Kev. Nothing about the trophies, no, just the medals, lad. Fuck's sake.
Oh, he was high as fuck, man. He was so high. Do you know what I mean? When he came in, yeah. But listen, we love you, Kev. We definitely love you. As they definitely do not change, Kevin Corkhill. Do not change. So, but listen, Anthony, I appreciate the time. Thanks very much for taking the time to speak to me tonight. It's going to be good seeing you. Yeah, it's going to be great seeing you at Grapple Wars. Always love seeing you guys at Trident, coming over, do your thing. Not just Trident, but Northwest, because I know how good the Northwest is at the moment. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing you there, and hopefully Northern Submission Series. As I say, we'll get you on that as well.
Yes, yes, lad. Put a good word in. One last thing, then, quick, right? What I will say, my opponent, like I said, it was a rematch last time. I got the decision, decisive decision. It was mine. Yep. I'll be disappointed if I don't get the finish on this feud. Okay. I'll be disappointed if I don't get the finish. From that match till now, I've improved so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be disappointed if I don't get a finish on this show.
Yeah. Listen, I'm rooting for you, bro. Definitely. As I said, nice El Presidente is definitely coming away with the W on the 29th of April. So, but listen, enjoy the rest of your training, Anthony. And yeah, we'll see you on the 29th, buddy.
Thank you very much, brother. Take care, Stu.
Take care, brother.